Welcome to Dreamy Facts. As the day gently recedes, we invite you to settle into a space of calm contemplation. Tonight, we embark on a journey through the fascinating realm of déjà vu, exploring approximately 100 intriguing facts that reveal the intricate patterns, subtle wisdom, and profound beauty embedded within this enigmatic human experience. There is no pressure to remember or retain these details. Instead, let them unfold naturally, inviting your mind to settle into a state of peaceful curiosity. This exploration is designed to be a soothing experience, a gentle current of knowledge flowing without demanding effort or attention. We will observe the intricate dance of neurological processes, the subtle misfirings of memory, and the quiet wisdom embedded in our brain's complex architecture. Each fact is a small window into the vast and interconnected tapestry of human consciousness and perception, presented in a calm and meditative tone, allowing your thoughts to drift and find stillness. We will delve into the scientific understanding of déjà vu, examining various theories, research findings, and the neurological underpinnings that attempt to explain this widespread yet often perplexing sensation. Allow the gentle rhythm of these discoveries to guide you towards a state of relaxation, inviting a sense of wonder and peace as you prepare for rest. We will explore how scientists have approached this phenomenon, distinguishing between established facts, well-supported theories, and areas where much remains to be understood. If you're finding peace in this journey, a like and subscribe helps us continue creating these restful explorations, and we're always curious. Share in the comments what city and time zone you're watching from. There's something special about knowing this experience is reaching people all over the world as they prepare for rest. Tonight, we begin our exploration by defining the very essence of déjà vu, understanding its commonality and distinguishing it from other similar yet distinct experiences. We invite you to contemplate the initial observations and the fundamental characteristics that mark this unique flicker of consciousness. The term déjà vu, originating from French, literally translates to already seen. This phrase accurately captures the core sensation, a fleeting yet often intense impression that a current experience has been encountered before, even when it is objectively new. Research shows that déjà vu is a remarkably common experience, with studies indicating that approximately 60 to 80% of individuals report having experienced it at least once in their lifetime. This widespread occurrence suggests it is a normal, rather than pathological aspect of human cognition, though its frequency can vary significantly among individuals. Current understanding suggests that the peak incidence of déjà vu occurs in young adulthood, typically between the ages of 15 and 25, gradually declining with age. This pattern might be linked to the brain's developmental stages and the efficiency of memory encoding and retrieval processes during these periods. The experience is often triggered by a specific sight, sound, smell, or even a conversation, creating an immediate and compelling sense of familiarity. Scientists have observed that while the feeling is strong, individuals experiencing déjà vu are typically aware that the sensation is illusory, recognizing that the current event cannot have genuinely happened before in the exact same way. This awareness distinguishes déjà vu from true memory recall or delusional states. One key aspect of déjà vu is its transient nature. The sensation typically lasts only a few seconds, fading as quickly as it arrives, making it challenging for researchers to study in real time within laboratory settings. The brevity of the experience contributes to its elusive quality, as subjects often struggle to accurately describe the precise details or triggers immediately after it occurs. Despite its fleeting nature, the impact of déjà vu can be quite profound, leaving individuals with a strong sense of wonder or mild confusion. Studies indicate that the experience is more likely to occur during states of fatigue or stress, suggesting a potential link between the brain's processing capacity and the likelihood of such perceptual anomalies. It is also often reported when individuals are in unfamiliar environments, paradoxically heightening the sense of false familiarity. The scientific discipline approaches déjà vu not as a mystical phenomenon, but as a cognitive glitch or a momentary anomaly in memory processing seeking to identify the underlying neurological mechanisms. While quote 2 is the most recognized term, scientists distinguish between several related phenomena. Quote 3 translates to quote 4 or quote persiphisms, and this refers to a more intense and prolonged feeling that an entire event, including emotions and sensations, has been experienced previously. This type of déjà vu often feels richer and more detailed than a simple quote 6 sensation. Quote 7 means quote 8, pertaining specifically to the false familiarity with a new place or location. This can involve a strong conviction that one has been to a particular building, street or landscape before, even if it is factually impossible. Then there is quote non na, meaning quote 10, which describes the sensation of having already thought a particular thought or uttered a specific phrase. This variant focuses more on internal cognitive processes rather than external perceptions or events. These distinctions, while subtle, help researchers categorize and analyze the various forms of false familiarity, suggesting that different neural pathways or cognitive processes might be involved in each. The scientific community emphasizes that déjà vu is distinctly different from precognition or psychic ability. While the sensation can feel like a brief glimpse into the future or a memory of a future event, current scientific understanding firmly attributes it to anomalies in memory processing rather than supernatural foresight. It is also crucial to differentiate déjà vu from true memory recall. When one experiences déjà vu, there is a simultaneous awareness that the quote 11 is false. There is no actual past event that corresponds to the present experience. In contrast, true memory recall involves accessing an authentic past event that can often be verified. Furthermore, déjà vu is not a form of hallucination, as individuals remain fully grounded in reality and do not perceive things that are not actually present. Instead, it is a subjective alteration in the perception of reality's flow, a momentary disruption in the brain's sense of novelty. This initial understanding lays the groundwork for our deeper dive into the scientific theories and neurological explanations behind this common yet elusive experience. We observe that déjà vu in its various forms offers a fascinating glimpse into the complex and sometimes fallible nature of our memory and perception. We concluded our initial exploration by distinguishing déjà vu from its cousins and other cognitive phenomena, promising a deeper dive into the scientific theories that endeavor to explain this fascinating experience. Now, as the gentle current of knowledge continues its flow, we invite you to drift further into the intricate workings of the human mind, to understand the prevailing scientific perspectives on what exactly transpires when déjà vu takes hold. We understand that the quest to unravel such a subtle and fleeting phenomenon is complex, and no single, universally accepted theory yet fully encompasses its enigmatic nature. Instead, we approach this understanding through several prominent hypotheses, each offering a unique lens through which to view this common cognitive glitch. Allow your thoughts to settle, your mind to remain open, as we explore these fascinating possibilities, not demanding memorization, but simply inviting contemplation. One of the most compelling explanations for déjà vu is known as the split perception theory, sometimes referred to as the dual processing theory. Imagine, if you will, your brain as an incredibly sophisticated processing unit, constantly taking in vast amounts of sensory data. This theory posits that déjà vu arises when your brain processes a single event or scene at two slightly different moments, or through two distinct pathways, with a minute almost imperceptible delay between them. Consider this. You enter a new room, perhaps for the first time. For a fleeting instant, your attention might be elsewhere, or a part of your brain registers the visual input, the arrangement of furniture, the light filtering through the window, subconsciously, without full conscious awareness. Then, a fraction of a second later, your full attention snaps to the scene, and your conscious mind fully processes the very same information. Because the initial subconscious processing has already occurred, the subsequent conscious perception triggers a profound yet illusory sense of familiarity. It feels as though you have seen it before, simply because, in a very real sense, your brain has already seen it, just not with your complete focused awareness. It is akin to a brief echo within your own cognitive system, a subtle temporal stutter that creates the impression of repetition. This dual processing, this slight desynchronization, offers a compelling account for the sudden, brief, and often disorienting sensation of déjà vu. Expanding upon the neurological underpinnings, we turn our attention to theories centered around memory mismatch and the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe, nestled within the brain, is a critical hub for processing sensory input, assigning meaning to experiences, and most importantly, forming and retrieving memories. Within this region, structures such as the hippocampus and the rhinal cortex play pivotal roles in our ability to recognize and recall. Scientific inquiry suggests that déjà vu may originate from a momentary electrical anomaly or a subtle misfiring within these memory processing centers. Picture a brief, harmless hiccup in the brain's intricate circuitry. When such a glitch occurs, these areas might generate a strong familiarity signal, a sensation that you recognize something, even when there is no actual past memory to correspond with it. It is as if the brain's recognition system is momentarily triggered in the absence of a genuine memory trace. This creates the quintessential experience of déjà vu, the powerful feeling of having experienced something before, coupled with the rational knowledge that you have not. Further support for the temporal lobe's involvement comes from observations in individuals with temporal lobe epilepsy, TLE. For some, déjà vu can manifest as an aura or a pre-seizure symptom, a neurological event preceding a full seizure. In these cases, the déjà vu is often more intense, prolonged, and sometimes accompanied by other sensory distortions, known as pathological déjà vu. It is crucial to remember, however, that the vast majority of people who experience common déjà vu do not have epilepsy. The connection merely highlights the temporal lobe's central role in generating the feeling of familiarity and provides valuable insights into the potential neurological mechanisms at play, even in its non-pathological form. It suggests that the same brain regions, when briefly disrupted or overstimulated, can produce this distinctive cognitive sensation. Another perspective, closely related to the split perception theory, focuses on the role of attention-based theories. This hypothesis suggests that déjà vu can arise when our initial processing of a scene or situation occurs under conditions of reduced or divided attention. Perhaps you are distracted, multitasking, or simply not fully engaged with your immediate surroundings. In such moments, your brain still takes in information, but it does so peripherally, without full conscious focus. Later, when your attention shifts and you fully engage with the same environment or situation, your brain retrieves that previously processed, albeit superficial information. The sudden conscious recognition of this pre-processed data then triggers the feeling of familiarity. It is as if your brain says, "I've seen this before," because indeed it has. But you weren't fully for the initial encounter. This theory resonates with the common observation that déjà vu can sometimes occur when we are tired, stressed, or in unfamiliar environments, states where our attention might naturally be more scattered or less acute. The brain, in its efficiency, attempts to make sense of the new input by referencing its very recent yet subconsciously formed internal record. We also consider theories involving pattern recognition and Gestalt psychology. The human brain is a master of pattern recognition, constantly seeking structure and coherence in the world around us. This theory proposes that déjà vu may occur when we encounter a new situation that, while entirely novel in its specific details, shares a striking structural or architectural resemblance to a situation we have experienced in the past. Imagine, for instance, walking into a new cafe in an unfamiliar city. The layout of the tables, the position of the counter, the way the light falls through the windows. These specific elements might be unique. However, the overall spatial configuration or the arrangement of objects might strongly mirror a cafe you visited years ago, or even one you've only seen in a photograph. Your brain, recognizing this underlying pattern or gestalt, the overall form or structure, triggers a powerful sense of familiarity. Yet, because the specific details are different, your conscious mind cannot pinpoint the exact prior experience, leading to the disorienting feeling of déjà vu. It is a recognition of the skeleton, rather than the flesh, of an experience mistakenly attributed to a full memory recall. This misattribution of familiarity from a structural similarity to a specific event is a key aspect of this theory. Further elucidating the nuances of memory, we arrive at the concept of familiarity without recollection, often discussed within the framework of signal detection theory in psychology. Our memory system is not a monolithic entity. It operates on different levels. We can experience a strong sense of familiarity with something, a face, a place, a piece of music, without being able to recollect any specific details about when or where we encountered it. Conversely, we can recollect specific details about an event without a strong feeling of familiarity. Déjà vu, according to this perspective, is a prime example of a strong, often overwhelming feeling of familiarity that occurs in the complete absence of specific recollection. It is as if the brain's quote 17 fires powerfully, signalling quote 18 while the quote 19 remains silent, unable to retrieve any corresponding details or context. This mismatch between a potent familiarity signal and a lack of specific memory retrieval creates the cognitive dissonance so characteristic of déjà vu, the conviction that you've experienced something before, despite knowing, rationally, that you haven't. It is a transient error in the delicate balance of our memory system, a momentary trick of perception that highlights the independent nature of these two aspects of memory. While these theories primarily focus on the mechanics of perception and memory, some researchers also explore the potential, albeit subtle, role of neurotransmitters and brain chemistry. Our brains are complex biochemical landscapes, where neurotransmitters act as messengers, facilitating communication between neurons. Subtle fluctuations or imbalances in certain neurotransmitters, such as dopamine, involved in reward and motivation, but also attention and memory, or acetylcholine, crucial for learning and memory, could potentially influence the thresholds at which our brain processes information, forms memories, or triggers familiarity signals. This area of research is still nascent, offering intriguing avenues for future exploration into how the brain's chemical environment might contribute to the transient and often unpredictable nature of déjà vu. To offer a more contemporary analogy, we might think of our brains as constantly constructing a personalized virtual reality of our experience. Déjà vu in this light could be likened to a brief glitch in this ongoing construction, perhaps a momentary loading error or a cached memory file being incorrectly accessed and overlaid onto a new experience. It is a testament to the incredible complexity and often seamless operation of our cognitive systems that such glitches are relatively rare and usually harmless. As we gently conclude this exploration of scientific theories, we recognize that no single explanation fully captures the rich, subjective experience of déjà vu. It is highly probable that déjà vu is a multifaceted phenomenon, arising from an intricate interplay of several cognitive and neurological factors, a momentary confluence of attention, memory processing, and pattern recognition. The beauty lies not in finding one definitive answer, but in appreciating the profound complexity and occasional elegant quirks of the human brain. We hope this journey through the scientific landscape has deepened your understanding and perhaps even your sense of wonder. There is no pressure to retain every detail, only to allow these facts to drift through your consciousness, perhaps sparking further contemplation as you prepare for rest. In our next chapter, we will turn our attention to the fascinating individual differences in experiencing déjà vu, exploring why some individuals encounter it more frequently than others, and delving into common triggers and cultural interpretations. For now, let your thoughts settle, finding stillness in the gentle current of knowledge. As our gentle current of knowledge flows ever onward, carrying us deeper into the fascinating landscapes of human cognition, we now turn our attention from the neurological underpinnings and theoretical frameworks to the more personal and contextual dimensions of déjà vu. We have explored the what and the how. Now we shall ponder the who and the why of its occurrence, examining individual differences, the common triggers that invite its fleeting presence, and the myriad ways cultures throughout history have sought to interpret this peculiar sensation. Prepare your mind for a space of calm contemplation, allowing these insights to drift gently without pressure as we continue our journey towards a deeper understanding. While we established that a significant majority, between 60% and 80% of individuals, will experience déjà vu at some point in their lives, it is equally true that this phenomenon does not manifest uniformly across all people. We observe distinct individual differences in both the frequency and intensity of these experiences, suggesting a complex interplay of personal predispositions and life circumstances. The most prominent factor, as we have touched upon, is age. The peak incidence of déjà vu occurs during adolescence and young adulthood, typically between the ages of 15 and 25. As individuals mature into middle age and beyond, the frequency of déjà vu experiences tends to wane considerably. This age-related decline is often attributed to the natural maturation of brain structures involved in memory processing, leading to more efficient and less prone to error cognitive functions, as well as a richer tapestry of stored memories against which new experiences are evaluated. Beyond age, certain personality traits and cognitive styles appear to correlate with a higher likelihood of experiencing déjà vu. Those who describe themselves as more imaginative, open to new experiences, or prone to introspection often report more frequent encounters with this feeling. This might be due to a heightened sensitivity to subtle environmental cues, a more active associative memory, or simply a greater attentiveness to internal states and unusual cognitive events. It is not that their brains are necessarily functioning differently in a pathological sense, but rather that their unique way of perceiving and processing the world might make them more receptive to the conditions that foster déjà vu. Furthermore, individuals who possess strong verbal abilities and a rich vocabulary may also report déjà vu more often, possibly because they are better equipped to articulate and categorize this subtle, often ineffable experience. We also find that one's current mental and physical state plays a crucial role in the susceptibility to déjà vu. Periods of fatigue, stress, anxiety, or insufficient sleep are frequently cited as catalysts. When the brain is operating under such conditions, its cognitive efficiency can be compromised, potentially leading to the slight processing delays or memory retrieval glitches that underpin many of the scientific theories we discussed. A tired mind might be more prone to the quote 26 phenomenon, or its memory systems might be more susceptible to generating a false familiarity signal. Similarly, moments of distraction or reduced attention, where environmental details are initially processed subconsciously, only to be consciously registered moments later, align perfectly with attention-based theories of déjà vu. It is a gentle reminder that our cognitive experiences are deeply intertwined with our overall well-being. Moving from the individual's internal landscape, we now consider the external factors that frequently serve as common triggers for déjà vu. These are the specific situations, environments, or stimuli that seem to invite this transient sensation. One of the most frequently reported triggers is encountering a novel environment or situation that, paradoxically, feels strangely familiar. Imagine stepping into a new city, a previously unseen building, or a room you have never entered, only to be struck by the profound yet illogical conviction that you have been there before. This often occurs when the new environment shares a structural layout, architectural style, or even a particular arrangement of objects that subtly resembles a past experience, even if the specific details are entirely different. This aligns with the pattern recognition theories, where the brain recognizes a general gestalt without recalling specific instances. Sensory inputs play a powerful role in evoking déjà vu. A particular visual scene, perhaps a unique arrangement of items on a shelf, a specific angle of light filtering through a window, or a fleeting glimpse of a street scene, can trigger the sensation. Auditory triggers are also common, such as hearing a snippet of conversation, a particular musical phrase, or an unfamiliar sound that resonates with an unidentifiable past. Even olfactory cues, though perhaps more commonly associated with vivid memory recall, can sometimes contribute to the feeling of already sensed. The brain, in its relentless quest to make sense of the world, constantly seeks patterns and connections, and sometimes, in this intricate process, it misfires, creating a moment of illusory recognition. Moreover, the act of engagement with media can sometimes prefigure a déjà vu experience. You might encounter a scene in a book, a film, or a dream that, at the time, feels entirely novel. Then, days or weeks later, you experience a real-life situation that mirrors that fictional or dreamt scenario, leading to the distinct feeling that this has happened before. It is crucial to distinguish this from precognition. Rather, it speaks to the brain's remarkable capacity for encoding and later retrieving or misretrieving information from various sources, blurring the lines between imagined and experienced realities. These moments highlight the intricate and often surprising ways our minds weave together the threads of our perceptions, memories, and imaginings. As we gently expand our perspective, we arrive at the diverse and often profound ways different cultures and historical periods have interpreted déjà vu. The human mind, ever seeking meaning and order, has rarely allowed such a peculiar and compelling experience to exist without explanation. Historically, many cultures, particularly those with strong spiritual or mystical traditions, have often attributed déjà vu to concepts beyond mere cognitive function. Ancient Greek philosophers such as Plato explored ideas of anamnesis, suggesting that learning is not the acquisition of new knowledge, but the recollection of innate ideas from a previous existence. In this context, déjà vu could be seen as a fleeting glimpse into these past lives, or the recollection of universal truths embedded within the soul. Throughout the ages, and still in many contemporary spiritual beliefs, déjà vu has been interpreted as evidence of reincarnation, a momentary echo from a previous life, or even a sign of a soul's journey. Others have viewed it as a form of precognition, a subtle psychic ability to glimpse future events, or a message from guardian angels, spirits, or other ethereal entities. In these interpretations, déjà vu transcends a simple neurological event. It becomes a profound, often comforting or awe-inspiring connection to a larger unseen reality. It offers a sense of destiny, a confirmation that one is precisely where they are meant to be, or a subtle warning. In more modern, secular Western societies, while the scientific explanations hold sway, the popular imagination still often flirts with these older, more mystical interpretations. Déjà vu has become a common trope in literature, film, and popular culture, frequently employed to signify fate, destiny, a time loop, or a deep, inexplicable connection between characters or events. It evokes a sense of mystery and wonder, an acknowledgement that not all experiences are easily categorized or fully understood by logic alone. The very phrase déjà vu moment has woven itself into our everyday language, signifying not just the phenomenon itself, but any situation that feels uncannily familiar or repetitive, even metaphorically. What these varied interpretations reveal is the deeply human need to assign meaning to experiences that defy immediate rational explanation. Whether seen as a glitch in our cognitive machinery, a whisper from a past life, or a subtle foreshadowing of the future, déjà vu consistently sparks curiosity and invites contemplation. It reminds us of the profound complexity of our inner worlds and the universal human tendency to seek patterns, connections, and narrative in the tapestry of existence. Regardless of how one interprets it, the experience of déjà vu remains a powerful testament to the intricate workings of the human mind and its capacity for wonder. As we gently conclude this chapter, we hope you feel a deeper connection to the multifaceted nature of déjà vu, understanding its individual variations, its common triggers, and the rich tapestry of meaning humanity has woven around it. We have seen how this fleeting sensation is both a personal experience, shaped by our unique cognitive makeup and current state, and a universal phenomenon, inspiring diverse cultural narratives and reflections on existence itself. As these thoughts settle within you, we encourage you to allow your mind to drift and find stillness, preparing for the gentle embrace of rest. In our next chapter, we shall delve further into the fascinating relationship between déjà vu and memory, exploring how this illusory familiarity offers unique insights into the very architecture of our remembrance. As we gently drift further into this space of calm contemplation, having explored the diverse interpretations and the enduring mystery surrounding déjà vu, our journey now invites us to delve even deeper into the intricate architecture of the human mind itself. We have touched upon the idea of a cognitive glitch, a momentary misfiring, but what precisely does this entail within the vast interconnected network of our neurological processes? Tonight, we shall unfold the layers of this fascinating phenomenon, moving beyond the surface sensation to examine the subtle yet profound mechanisms at play, reassuring you that even in its most puzzling manifestations, déjà vu remains a testament to the remarkable complexity and often benign quirks of your own brilliant brain. We invite you to settle your thoughts, allowing them to drift and find stillness as we navigate the sophisticated pathways of memory and perception. The sensation of déjà vu, though fleeting, offers a unique window into how your brain constructs your reality, weaving together new experiences with the vast archive of your past. It is not merely a single error, but rather a delicate interplay of various systems, each designed to process, store, and retrieve information, sometimes with a fascinating, albeit temporary, miscalibration. Consider, if you will, the brain's remarkable capacity for memory. It is not a singular monolithic entity, but a dynamic, distributed system involving numerous regions working in concert. When you encounter a new experience, a novel scene, a fresh conversation, an unfamiliar melody, your brain embarks on a complex process of encoding this information. Sensory data floods in, travels through various cortical areas for initial processing, and then often makes its way to the medial temporal lobe, a critical hub for memory formation. Here, structures such as the hippocampus and the rhinal cortices play pivotal roles. The hippocampus, often likened to the brain's save button, is crucial for forming new explicit memories, those we can consciously recall. The rhinal cortices, particularly the perirenal cortex, are deeply involved in processing familiarity, that intuitive sense that something has been encountered before, even if we cannot recall the specific context. Now imagine a scenario where this intricate ballet of neurological processing experiences a brief, almost imperceptible interruption. In the context of déjà vu, current theories often converge on the idea of a momentary desynchronization or a subtle error in the timing of these memory-related signals. Perhaps the familiarity signal, originating in the rhinal cortices, fires slightly ahead of the detailed recollection and contextual binding processes typically handled by the hippocampus and other cortical areas. It's as if a familiarity alert is triggered before the brain has fully registered the newness of the experience, creating that profound yet ultimately illusory sense of having been there, done that. This asynchronous processing can be likened to a brief circuit anomaly within the vast electrical network of your brain. The signal for "this feels familiar" arrives, but the accompanying data for "this is why it feels familiar" is either delayed, scrambled, or entirely absent. Your prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center responsible for reasoning and memory verification, then attempts to reconcile this conflicting information. It receives a strong familiarity signal, but finds no corresponding memory trace to match it, leading to that characteristic bewilderment and the realization that the feeling is false. This internal conflict, this cognitive dissonance, is precisely what defines the typical déjà vu experience. The distinct awareness that, despite the powerful sensation, the event is genuinely novel. It is a moment where your brain is, in essence, catching itself in a minor misattribution, a testament to its self-monitoring capabilities. We recognize that the world of neurological terminology can sometimes feel distant, but we hope these descriptions offer a clearer image of the subtle dance occurring within your mind. It is a dance of signals and pathways, of precise timing and intricate connections, and déjà vu emerges from a momentary, benign stumble in their otherwise graceful performance. To further illuminate the unique nature of déjà vu, it is helpful to distinguish it from other fascinating, yet distinct phenomena within the broad spectrum of memory and perception. We have previously touched upon déjà vécu, déjà visité, and déjà senti, specific forms of déjà vu related to quote 37, quote 38, quote 39 experiences, respectively, often characterized by a richer, more detailed, yet still illusory sense of past experience. But there are other cognitive experiences that, while different, highlight the brain's incredible elasticity and occasional quirks. Consider jamais vu, the curious opposite of déjà vu. While déjà vu presents you with a new situation that feels old, jamais vu manifests as a sudden, unsettling sense of unfamiliarity with something or someone that is objectively well known and recognized. Imagine looking at your own hand and for a fleeting moment finding it utterly alien, or hearing a familiar word and suddenly questioning its meaning and structure. This experience, too, is generally transient and benign in healthy individuals, often occurring during moments of fatigue or mental saturation. It is thought to arise from a temporary disruption in semantic memory access or a momentary decoupling of an object's sensory representation from its stored conceptual meaning. Jamais vu reminds us that the brain's default state is often one of automatic recognition and meaning-making, and when this falters, even briefly, the effect can be profoundly disorienting. Another related phenomenon, though less mystifying, is presque vu, more commonly known as the tip of the tongue phenomenon. This is the frustrating experience of knowing you know something, a word, a name, a fact, but being unable to retrieve it at that precise moment. Here the brain has activated partial information, perhaps the sound or the initial letter, but the full semantic access is temporarily blocked. While not a false familiarity, presque vu underscores the intricate and sometimes fallible nature of memory retrieval, demonstrating how close we can be to a memory without being able to fully grasp it. These examples collectively illustrate that the brain's memory system is not a perfect, infallible recording device. It is a dynamic, reconstructive process, prone to momentary lapses, misattributions, and fascinating, quote fortuiten, that are, for the most part, entirely normal and harmless. It is crucial to emphasize that for the vast majority of individuals, experiencing déjà vu is a subbenign anomaly. It is not a sign of mental illness, neurological damage, or an impending crisis. Rather, it is often considered a byproduct of a healthy, actively working brain, one that is constantly processing, comparing, and attempting to make sense of the deluge of sensory information it receives. Indeed, some researchers propose that déjà vu might even be a sign of a robust memory system, one that is so efficient at pattern recognition and familiarity detection that it occasionally over-identifies. It is a system working diligently, perhaps a little too eagerly to find connections and meaning, even where none truly exist in the immediate moment. This perspective reframes déjà vu not as a defect, but as an intriguing side effect of highly sophisticated cognitive machinery. Given its fleeting, subjective, and spontaneous nature, studying déjà vu presents unique challenges for neuroscientists and psychologists. How does one reliably induce such an experience in a laboratory setting? This difficulty is precisely why much of the research relies on self-reports, retrospective accounts, and the study of individuals with specific neurological conditions, such as temporal lobe epilepsy, where déjà vu-like experiences are more frequent and can sometimes be triggered. However, the frontiers of research are ever expanding. Scientists are employing increasingly sophisticated techniques to probe the brain during these elusive moments. Functional magnetic resonance. Imaging, fMRI, allows researchers to observe which brain regions are active during tasks designed to elicit a sense of familiarity or during reported déjà vu experiences. Electroencephalography, EEG, measures electrical activity in the brain with high temporal precision, offering insights into the rapid sequence of neural events. Virtual reality environments are also being utilized to create novel, yet subtly familiar scenarios, attempting to trigger déjà vu in a controlled manner, allowing for real-time observation of brain responses. These investigations seek to answer fundamental questions. What is the precise neural signature of familiarity without recollection? What is the exact timing difference between the familiarity signal and the contextual memory retrieval that leads to déjà vu? How do individual differences in brain structure and function contribute to varying frequencies and intensities of the experience? The quest for these answers continues, each discovery adding another thread to the rich tapestry of our understanding. As we gently bring our focus back to this serene moment, we hope that this deeper exploration into the neurological underpinnings and the broader context of related phenomena has offered you a renewed sense of wonder and peace regarding déjà vu. It is a reminder that the human mind, in all its complexity, is a marvel of biological engineering, capable of profound insights and occasionally delightful little quirks. There is no need for alarm or confusion when déjà vu arises. Instead, you might now greet it with a knowing nod, recognizing it as a transient, benign anomaly, a whisper from your own brilliant brain, momentarily misattributing a signal, yet ultimately reaffirming its incredible capacity for experience and memory. Allow these thoughts to settle within you, knowing that this journey of discovery is an ongoing one. We continue to unravel the mysteries of consciousness, one fascinating phenomenon at a time. Prepare now for further rest, for the gentle current of knowledge continues to flow, inviting you to embrace the serenity of understanding. We will continue our exploration, delving into even more intriguing facets of this universal human experience as you prepare to embrace the quietude of the night. As our journey through the intricate landscapes of human cognition gently unfolds, we arrive at a space of deeper understanding, a place where the threads of neurological function and subjective experience intertwine. We have explored the definitions, the theories, the individual nuances, and the very neural architecture that gives rise to the transient wonder of déjà vu. Now, we turn our attention to the profound implications of this phenomenon, allowing its gentle current of knowledge to flow over us, preparing our minds for rest and our spirits for peace. We have established that déjà vu in its common non-pathological form is not an anomaly to be feared, but rather a testament to the remarkable, often quirky efficiency of a healthy, active brain. It is a benign glitch, a momentary stutter, the otherwise seamless symphony of our cognitive processes. Consider this. Your brain is an incredibly complex, finely tuned instrument, constantly processing vast streams of information, constructing your reality in real time. Just as a perfectly crafted clock might occasionally skip a beat, or a sophisticated engine might momentarily misfire, the brain, in its ceaseless endeavour, can produce these fleeting sensations. These are not signs of malfunction, but rather indicators of the system's robust capacity for self-monitoring and error detection. Indeed, the very fact that we recognize déjà vu as unusual, that we experience a sense of mild confusion or an internal questioning of its veracity, speaks volumes. This recognition implies an active cognitive process dedicated to reconciling conflicting information. One part of the brain signals, quote, 43, quote, while another, often the prefrontal cortex, simultaneously assesses the objective reality and finds no corresponding memory. This internal dialogue, this subtle negotiation between what feels familiar and what is known to be new, is a sophisticated cognitive feat. It demonstrates the brain's advanced ability to distinguish between different types of memory signals and to detect discrepancies within its own processing. It is a quiet, internal affirmation of our brain's healthy vigilance. Let us delve deeper into what déjà vu reveals about the very nature of memory itself. We often think of memory as a singular, monolithic entity, a vast library where experiences are neatly catalogued and stored. However, as we have learned, memory is far more nuanced, a dynamic interplay of distinct systems. Déjà vu brilliantly illustrates the distinction between familiarity and recollection. Familiarity, a cornerstone of déjà vu, is that gut feeling, the immediate sense of having encountered something before, even without being able to retrieve any specific details about that prior encounter. It is a quick, often unconscious recognition that a stimulus matches a stored pattern. Recollection, on the other hand, is the richer, more detailed retrieval of specific contextual information: where, when, how, and with whom an event occurred. When you experience déjà vu, your brain is essentially sending a strong quote 44 signal without the accompanying quote 45 data. This decoupling is a profound insight into the modularity of our memory systems. It suggests that the neural pathways responsible for generating a sense of familiarity can be activated independently, or perhaps slightly ahead of, the pathways responsible for retrieving the rich tapestry of episodic memory. It is as if the brain's internal search engine returns a result, highlighting a match, but then struggles to open the full file, leaving you with only the title and a vague sense of recognition. This fascinating dissociation is not a flaw. It is a demonstration of the intricate, multi-layered architecture of human memory. Moreover, the study of déjà vu offers a unique window into the temporal dynamics of brain processing. Neuroscientists postulate that the experience might arise from a momentary desynchronization, a slight delay or error in the timing of information flow between different brain regions. Imagine a complex relay race where each runner must pass the baton at precisely the right moment. If one runner is a fraction of a second early or late, the overall flow is disrupted, creating a momentary sense of disjointedness. In the brain, this might involve the rhinal cortices, which are crucial for familiarity, firing just before the hippocampus, essential for detailed memory formation and retrieval, can fully integrate the incoming information. This subtle timing error, this fleeting temporal lag, can create the impression that the current moment has already been processed, already seen. Such insights are not merely academic curiosities. They contribute significantly to our broader understanding of how the brain constructs our perception of reality. Our brains are not passive recipients of sensory data. They are active interpreters, constantly predicting, integrating, and making sense of the world around us. Déjà vu, in its ephemeral nature, highlights this active construction. It reminds us that our subjective experience of now is a carefully woven tapestry of sensory input, memory traces, emotional states, and predictive models, all orchestrated by the brain in milliseconds. When a single thread in this tapestry momentarily goes awry, we experience the peculiar sensation of déjà vu. Consider also the broader context of other everyday cognitive phenomena that, like déjà vu, illuminate the remarkable complexity of our internal world. Think of presque vu, the tip of the tongue phenomenon, where a word or name feels tantalizingly close, yet remains just out of reach. This too is a testament to the brain's partial activation of memory networks without full retrieval. Or jamais vu, where a familiar face or word suddenly seems alien and strange, a temporary lapse in semantic access. These experiences, though distinct, collectively underscore the dynamic, fluid, and occasionally imperfect nature of our cognitive machinery. They are not errors to be corrected, but rather fascinating glimpses into the mechanics of our minds, revealing the incredible work our brains perform constantly, mostly beneath the veil of our conscious awareness. The enduring mystery of déjà vu, despite our growing scientific understanding, lies perhaps not in the quote 49, but in the quote 50. Why this specific cognitive glitch occurs at certain moments, with certain triggers, for certain individuals. While we have identified factors like fatigue, stress, and novel environments, the precise confluence of circumstances that precipitates each individual instance remains elusive, and perhaps it is this very elusiveness that contributes to its enduring fascination, its power to momentarily pull us out of the mundane and into a space of quiet contemplation. It is a gentle reminder that even within the most familiar routines of our lives, there are still profound wonders to be discovered, subtle complexities to be appreciated within the very architecture of our own minds. As we gently bring our exploration of déjà vu to a close, we encourage you to carry this newfound understanding with a sense of calm and wonder. Recognize that these fleeting sensations are not harbingers of the unknown or signals of a malfunctioning mind. Instead, they are benign whispers from your brain, confirming its intricate workings, its active engagement with the world, and its continuous efforts to make sense of every moment. They are a testament to the dynamic dance between memory, perception, and consciousness that defines our inner lives. Allow these insights to settle within you, dissolving any lingering apprehension, replacing it with a quiet appreciation for the marvel that is the human brain. As your thoughts drift and find stillness, we invite you to embrace the gentle mystery, to find peace in the knowledge that even the most enigmatic experiences are often just beautiful, intricate facets of our existence. Prepare for rest, knowing that your mind, in all its complexity and wonder, continues its silent, masterful work, even as you find your tranquility. Let the calm contemplation of these facts about déjà vu guide you towards a deeper sense of peace, a profound connection to the extraordinary processes that shape your every perception and memory. We have journeyed together through the intricate landscapes of déjà vu, dissecting its neurological mechanisms, the subtle dance of temporal lobe activity, the fascinating theories of split perception, exploring its varied theories and distinguishing it from related cognitive phenomena. Our expedition has illuminated the brain's complex architecture, revealing déjà vu as a benign, transient anomaly, a testament to the complex, self-monitoring nature of our brains, a momentary flicker in the vast, continuous stream of consciousness. Yet, as we gently noted, despite the wealth of scientific understanding that clarifies how these fleeting moments might arise, the specific why of its occurrence in that particular moment often remains elusive, contributing to its enduring fascination as a subtle, intricate facet of human consciousness. This lingering why, this whisper of the inexplicable, draws us further into its mystique, beckoning us beyond the empirical data, now as the gentle current of knowledge flows onward, carrying us beyond the shores of pure anatomical and functional analysis. We invite you to shift your focus from the purely scientific dissection to a more introspective realm, the profound personal resonance of déjà vu. For while our scientific inquiries provide invaluable frameworks, offering us a map of the brain's intricate terrain, they often touch upon the edges of a phenomenon that, at its heart, is deeply subjective and intimately experienced. The cold, precise language of neuroscience, while illuminating, sometimes struggles to capture the warmth or chill of a lived moment. It is one thing to comprehend the neural pathways involved in a memory glitch, to as we gently drift through the intricate tapestry of consciousness, having explored the precise neurological pathways and cognitive mechanics that orchestrate the fleeting phenomenon of déjà vu, we now arrive at a more profound and perhaps more elusive inquiry. We have meticulously dissected the quote 51, the asynchronous processing, the memory mismatches, the attentional lapses, and the rhinal cortice's whispering familiarity to a momentarily bewildered hippocampus. Yet, for many, a deeper question persistently lingers, a soft echo in the quiet chambers of the mind. Why does it happen? Why that specific moment? Why that particular scene? And why you? This is not a question that science, in its current form, can answer with the same objective certainty as it defines neuronal firing or cortical activity. No fMRI scan can illuminate the subjective resonance of a déjà vu experience, nor can a precise chemical equation capture the uncanny feeling of having lived this exact instant before. Science can map the brain's electrical storms, trace the flow of neurotransmitters, and even pinpoint the regions that light up during this strange cognitive flicker. But it cannot, with its current tools, quantify the shiver that runs down your spine, the sudden intake of breath, or the quiet internal gasp that accompanies the sensation. It cannot measure the wonder, the slight unease, or the fleeting sense of revelation that washes over you. Instead, as we invite your thoughts to drift and find stillness, we turn our attention to the subjective significance of déjà vu, to the personal narrative it often inspires, and to the quiet wonder it evokes within the human spirit. Consider, if you will, the moment déjà vu washes over you. It is often accompanied by a distinct, almost ethereal quality. A scene unfolds, perhaps a conversation, a new place, or a simple action, and suddenly a wave of recognition, potent and undeniable, surges forth. The air around you might subtly shift, the sounds seem to sharpen, or the light might take on an unusual hue, as if a momentary filter has been placed over your perception of reality. A sudden jolt, a quiet internal gasp. Wait, I've seen this before, haven't I? The mind races, sifting through mental archives, desperate for a match that simply isn't there. It's like reaching for a word on the tip of your tongue, but instead of a word, it's an entire moment, a fragment of perceived reality that refuses to fully materialize from the depths of memory. You might be walking into a new coffee shop, the aroma of roasted beans filling the air, the gentle clatter of ceramic cups, the specific angle of sunlight streaming through the window, and in that instant, a profound sense of, quote, 53 engulfs you. Yet, there is no true memory to anchor it, no recollection of a specific past event. You can't recall when or where it happened or who you were with. It is familiarity without recollection, a feeling of "I've been here before," without the corresponding "and this is when it was." This disjunction is precisely what makes déjà vu so captivating, so intrinsically human. It is a momentary crack in the seamless fabric of our perceived reality, offering a glimpse into the sophisticated yet occasionally fallible machinery of our own minds. The how tells us of a cognitive glitch, a benign anomaly. It's a fascinating peek behind the curtain of our neural architecture, revealing the complex, multi-layered processes that construct our moment-to-moment experience. But the why delves into the realm of personal experience, of the unique confluence of internal states and external stimuli that align to create that singular fleeting sensation. For while the underlying neurological processes are universal to the human brain, the precise trigger, that specific arrangement of light, sound, scent, thought, or emotion, is entirely idiosyncratic. It might be the specific way a stranger laughs, echoing a sound you've never consciously registered, but which resonates deep within your subconscious. It could be the particular shade of twilight filtering through the leaves of a tree, or the unusual combination of a certain perfume and a faraway song. These triggers are deeply personal, born of your unique history, your current state of being, and the infinite variables of the present instant. They are echoes of your accumulated experiences, your emotional landscape, and the subtle, often unnoticed patterns your brain has absorbed over a lifetime. We, as human beings, are inherently meaning-making creatures. Our brains are not merely processors of raw data. They are weavers of narratives, constantly striving to create coherence and understanding from the chaotic symphony of sensory input. When faced with an experience as profoundly unsettling yet harmless as déjà vu, it is only natural to seek a deeper explanation, to imbue it with significance. This search for meaning can manifest in many ways. Some may interpret it as a subtle nudge from fate, a confirmation of a destined path, a flicker of hope might ignite. Quote, 58. Others might view it as a whisper from a past life, a flicker of ancestral memory. A profound connection to something ancient and unseen might stir within. Quote, 15. Still others might see it as a sign of heightened intuition, a momentary glimpse behind the veil of ordinary perception, a premonition perhaps, or a validation of an inner knowing. The rational mind might try to dismiss these interpretations, labeling them as mere superstition, but the heart, or perhaps a deeper intuitive faculty, often clings to these possibilities, finding comfort or profound insight in their potential truth. These interpretations, while not scientifically verifiable, are deeply important to the individual experiencing them. They speak to our fundamental human need to understand our place in the world, to connect with something larger than ourselves, and to find patterns even in apparent randomness. They offer a sense of order in a sometimes chaotic existence, a feeling of being watched over, or a confirmation of a deeper spiritual reality. Déjà vu, in this sense, transcends its identity as a mere neurological event. It becomes a catalyst for introspection, a gentle invitation to ponder the very nature of memory, time, and consciousness itself. It prompts us to ask not just about the brain's mechanics, but about the very essence of our subjective reality, and how we construct meaning in a world that often defies easy explanation. Imagine for a moment the brain as an exquisite, constantly evolving library, not a sterile, organized archive, but a vast, sprawling, and sometimes whimsical repository of all your experiences, thoughts, and sensations. Each memory is a book, meticulously catalogued, cross-referenced, and imbued with your personal emotional annotations. Déjà vu, then, is like pulling a book from the shelf, feeling its familiar weight, recognizing the texture of its cover, and sensing its profound relevance, yet finding its pages blank, its title unreadable. The feeling is there, the profound sense of knowing, of having encountered this exact tome before, but the content is absent. You pore over the blank pages, your mind desperately trying to conjure the story, the details, the context, but it's a futile effort. The book is undeniably yours, undeniably familiar, yet utterly empty. This reveals the modularity of our memory systems, the intricate dance between familiarity and recollection, showing us that these two components, often intertwined, can sometimes operate independently, creating this fascinating disjunction. The quote 60 of Déjà Vu, in its most personal sense, may simply be a byproduct of this magnificent complexity. It is a testament to the brain's tireless effort to categorize, to predict, to make sense of the world. Our brains are constantly scanning, comparing, and predicting, trying to create a coherent, predictable reality. Sometimes, in its zeal, in its lightning-fast attempt to match new incoming sensory data with existing patterns, it creates a momentary misfire, a premature signal of recognition, a fleeting echo of a pattern that feels like it should have been stored before. It is a beautiful error, a glitch that illuminates the very sophistication of the system it temporarily disrupts. It's like a highly advanced supercomputer briefly flagging a new input as an existing file, only to realize a split second later that the file is not actually in the database, even though the header matches. This perspective allows us to reconcile the scientific explanation with the subjective wonder. We can acknowledge déjà vu as a fascinating neurological phenomenon, a cognitive glitch, without diminishing its capacity to inspire awe and personal reflection. Indeed, understanding its mechanisms can deepen our appreciation for the sheer miracle of our own minds, highlighting the active, constructive nature of our perception and memory. Our brains do not passively record reality. They actively build it, moment by moment, weaving together sensory input, past experiences, and future expectations into a coherent, personal narrative. This dynamic construction is what allows us to navigate the world, to learn, and to grow. Déjà vu is a rare, transient moment when this construction becomes momentarily transparent, revealing the scaffolding beneath the illusion, allowing us to glimpse the intricate work our minds perform constantly without our conscious awareness. It's a brief, startling insight into the very process of becoming. As you prepare for rest, allowing your thoughts to gently recede, consider déjà vu not as a problem to be solved, but as a gift to be contemplated. It is a gentle reminder of the mysteries that still reside within us, even in the most mundane of experiences. It nudges us to consider the profound depths of our own consciousness, the fluid nature of time as perceived by the mind, and the intricate dance between what is truly new and what merely feels familiar. It invites a moment of quiet introspection, a pause in the relentless flow of daily life to marvel at the extraordinary complexity of our inner world. There is no pressure to find a definitive answer to the quote 61 that resonates beyond the scientific. Instead, we invite you to simply hold the question, to let it float gently in the space of calm contemplation. Allow the curiosity to be its own reward, finding peace in the recognition that some of life's most intriguing phenomena are precisely those that defy easy categorization, bridging the gap between the measurable and the felt. Embrace the ambiguity, the beautiful uncertainty, and the personal resonance that such an experience can offer. We will continue to explore these fascinating aspects of the mind, allowing the gentle current of knowledge to flow, guiding you deeper into a sense of wonder and peace. For now, let the quiet understanding of déjà vu, both its scientific underpinnings and its personal resonance, be a soothing companion as your thoughts drift and find stillness. The journey into the facts about our dreams and consciousness is an endless one, and each step, however small, reveals another layer of beauty and complexity. Rest now, knowing that even the most fleeting of experiences holds profound insights into the human condition. As we gently drift through the vast expanse of human cognition, exploring the fascinating yet fleeting phenomenon of déjà vu, we find ourselves nearing a quiet harbour of understanding. We have journeyed through its definitions, its myriad scientific explanations, and its deeply personal resonance, always with the intention of fostering a sense of calm contemplation within you. We hope that this voyage has not only illuminated the intricate workings of your mind, but has also instilled a profound sense of peace regarding these peculiar moments of familiar surprise. We have seen déjà vu as a benign anomaly, a momentary ripple in the otherwise seamless flow of perception and memory. It is not a harbinger of ill omen, nor a mystical portal to other lives or dimensions, but rather a testament to the extraordinary complexity and dynamic nature of your own brain. This remarkable organ, tirelessly working to construct your reality, occasionally encounters a slight desynchronization, a subtle timing error that allows a feeling of familiarity to surface just before the full, conscious recollection of a new experience can take hold. It is, in essence, a beautiful and harmless glitch, a whisper from the depths of your neural networks. Consider, for a moment, the elegant dance between the rhinal cortices and the hippocampus that we have discussed. The rhinal cortices, those nimble architects of familiarity, quickly register a sense of knowing a situation or scene. Yet sometimes they outpace the hippocampus, the meticulous archivist responsible for detailed recollection and the contextual embedding of new memories. This slight temporal lag, this microsecond delay, creates the very essence of déjà vu, the potent sensation of having already seen or already experienced something, even as your conscious mind simultaneously asserts that this is undeniably a new moment. It is a compelling illustration of how different components of memory can operate with a degree of independence, yet remain intricately connected within the grand symphony of your mind. We have explored the myriad theories, each offering a distinct lens through which to view this phenomenon. The split perception theory, for instance, paints a picture of initial, partial processing, followed by a full conscious perception, creating the illusion of two distinct events. Imagine glancing at a scene, your attention momentarily diverted, only to look again more fully, the brain then interpreting the second complete perception as a re-experience. Or recall the memory mismatch theories, suggesting a fleeting misfiring within the brain's memory centers, particularly the temporal lobes, leading to a false positive signal of familiarity. These are not mutually exclusive, rather they are facets of a multifaceted gem, each contributing to a more complete and nuanced understanding of déjà vu. We have also considered the role of your internal state, recognizing how fatigue, stress, or even simple distraction can make you more susceptible to these transient experiences. When your cognitive resources are somewhat depleted, or your attention is fragmented, the brain's finely tuned mechanisms for encoding and retrieving information might be slightly more prone to these delightful little errors. It is a gentle reminder that your mental and physical well-being are deeply intertwined with your cognitive experiences, even those as subtle as déjà vu. A tired mind, much like a tired body, might occasionally stumble, creating these fascinating, fleeting moments of cognitive illusion. And what of the triggers? We have learned that déjà vu is often prompted by seemingly innocuous elements. A new environment that structurally resembles an old one, a particular scent, a phrase overheard, or even a scene from a dream or a film that subtly echoes a present reality. These triggers are not mystical signs, but rather the brain's incredible capacity for pattern recognition at play. It seeks connections, even when those connections are merely superficial or architectural, leading to that powerful, if illusory, sense of prior experience. It underscores the brain's continuous effort to make sense of the world, to categorize and contextualize, sometimes with an unexpected, familiar flourish. As we bring these threads of knowledge together, we find that déjà vu is not an isolated event, but a rich intersection of perception, memory, attention, and neurological processing. It is a window into the dynamic and often paradoxical nature of your consciousness, demonstrating how the brain constantly works to integrate sensory input with existing knowledge, to distinguish the new from the old, and to create a coherent narrative of your reality. And in those moments when the narrative momentarily glitches, when familiarity precedes recollection, we are offered a rare glimpse behind the curtain of ordinary experience. What, then, is the ultimate significance of this understanding for you, our contemplative listener? It is, we believe, an invitation to release any apprehension or confusion you might have once associated with déjà vu, to recognize it not as something strange or unsettling, but as a normal, albeit intriguing aspect of a healthy, active mind. It is a phenomenon that speaks to the robust, self-monitoring capabilities of your brain, which, even as it creates the illusion of familiarity, simultaneously provides the metacognitive awareness that this feeling is, in fact, false. This dual awareness, the feeling itself and the knowledge that the feeling is an illusion, is a remarkable testament to your brain's capacity for introspection and self-correction. When you next experience that peculiar jolt, that sudden vivid sensation of having been here before, we hope you will greet it with a newfound sense of wonder and calm. Instead of questioning its origin with anxiety, you might now observe it with gentle curiosity, appreciating it as a fleeting neurological marvel. You might recognize the subtle interplay of your rhinal cortices and hippocampus, the momentary desynchronization, or the clever pattern recognition at work. You might even smile, acknowledging the intricate dance happening within your skull, a dance that reminds you of the profound complexity and enduring mystery of your own being. This understanding, this gentle current of knowledge flowing through your consciousness, is intended to enrich your experience, not to diminish the personal wonder of déjà vu. While science can explain the how, the unique why of that specific moment, for that specific individual, remains a beautiful subjective mystery. It is in this space, between the objective and the subjective, that true contemplation flourishes. You are free to imbue your experiences with your own meaning, to see them as prompts for introspection, as gentle nudges from your subconscious, or simply as fascinating quirks of perception. The scientific explanation does not negate the personal resonance. Rather, it provides a solid ground from which to explore that resonance with greater peace and clarity. As we prepare to guide you further towards rest, allow these insights to settle within you. Let the facts about déjà vu become a soothing balm, transforming any prior unease into a sense of quiet fascination. Imagine your brain, a bustling city of neurons, constantly creating, connecting, and constructing your world. Déjà vu is merely a momentary flicker of light in one of its countless windows, a brief, beautiful anomaly that highlights the sheer brilliance of the entire metropolis. It is a reminder that even in its occasional imperfections, your brain is a masterpiece of evolution, ceaselessly striving to make sense of the universe, both within and without. We invite you to carry this expanded understanding forward, allowing it to inform your future experiences. The next time déjà vu graces you with its presence, you will not be caught off guard, but rather you will be an informed observer, a calm participant in this intriguing cognitive phenomenon. You will know that it is a sign of a healthy, active brain, a brain that is diligently working, processing, and perceiving the world around you. This knowledge, we trust, will bring a deeper sense of peace and a renewed appreciation for the wonders contained within your own mind. Now, as the echoes of these facts gently recede, we encourage you to allow your thoughts to drift and find stillness. The journey into the facts of déjà vu has prepared the ground for a deeper, more personal reflection. We have laid out the scientific landscape, but the true meaning, the profound integration of this knowledge, lies within your own contemplative space. We trust that you are now equipped with a richer understanding, one that will allow you to approach the mysteries of your mind with greater serenity and wonder. Prepare now to embrace the quietude, to integrate these insights into the tapestry of your inner world, and to find a profound sense of calm in the beautiful complexity of your own consciousness. We have journeyed together through the intricate landscapes of déjà vu, peeling back layers of mystery to reveal a phenomenon rooted not in the supernatural, but in the profound, complex orchestration of our own minds. As we approach a deeper understanding, we begin to appreciate déjà vu not as an anomaly to be feared or dismissed, but as a fleeting, fascinating glimpse into the dynamic, self-correcting mechanisms that constantly work beneath the surface of our awareness. This understanding, we find, offers a quiet comfort, transforming apprehension into a sense of wonder at the sheer ingenuity of the human brain. Consider, if you will, the brain as an extraordinary predictive engine, ceaselessly constructing and refining models of the world around us. From the moment we awaken until we drift into the realm of sleep, our minds are engaged in an incessant process of anticipation, taking in sensory data, comparing it against vast archives of past experiences, and forecasting what might happen next. This predictive capacity is fundamental to our survival, allowing us to navigate complex environments, understand social cues, and react to potential threats or opportunities with remarkable speed. It is this very efficiency, this elegant dance of prediction and recognition, that occasionally gives rise to the transient sensation we call déjà vu. Imagine your brain, in its relentless pursuit of understanding, encountering a new moment, a fresh perception, a novel arrangement of elements. It swiftly scans its memory banks, seeking patterns, resemblances, echoes of the familiar. Most often, this process unfolds seamlessly, resulting in either a clear recognition of something truly known or an equally clear registration of something entirely new. But sometimes, in a fleeting fraction of a second, the predictive engine encounters a subtle structural or contextual similarity to a past experience, perhaps a particular angle of light, a specific arrangement of objects, an elusive scent, and it generates a false positive of familiarity. It is as if the brain, in its haste to categorize and comprehend, momentarily misfires, signaling "I've seen this before," even when the conscious, detailed recollection is absent. This momentary glitch in the predictive mechanism, this whisper of false recognition, is the essence of déjà vu. What is truly remarkable about this process, however, is not merely the occurrence of the false positive, but the immediate and sophisticated response of our cognitive system. Almost instantaneously, your brain, the ultimate self-monitoring organ, recognizes the incongruity. You experience the strong sense of familiarity. Yes, but simultaneously, you are acutely aware that this feeling is illusory. There is no accompanying memory of the specific event, no narrative thread to confirm the sensation. This metacognitive awareness, the ability to think about one's own thinking, to monitor one's own mental states, is what elevates déjà vu from a simple memory error to a profound demonstration of the brain's internal checks and balances. This immediate awareness that quote 71 quote is a crucial distinction, setting déjà vu apart from more pathological experiences such as hallucinations or certain forms of amnesia. In those instances, the individual often lacks this critical insight, accepting the false perception or memory as reality. With déjà vu, however, the brain acts as its own internal editor, flagging the experience as a cognitive glitch. It's a gentle, internal alarm bell, signaling a momentary desynchronization between different memory systems or processing pathways. The rhinal cortices, as we have discussed, might signal familiarity, while the hippocampus, responsible for forming detailed episodic memories, fails to provide the supporting narrative, leading to that characteristic familiarity without recollection. This capacity for self-correction is a testament to the brain's incredible adaptability and resilience. It is constantly adjusting, refining, and monitoring its own operations. Déjà vu, then, is not a sign of a malfunctioning brain, but rather a byproduct of a brain that is working diligently, perhaps too diligently, to make sense of the world, to find patterns, and to integrate new information. It is a healthy brain, robust and vigilant, that can both generate such a complex illusion and then immediately, almost reflexively, identify it as such. To truly understand déjà vu within the broader context of our mental lives, it helps to place it among the spectrum of other common, benign cognitive quirks that illuminate the active, constructive nature of our minds. Our brains are not passive recorders of reality. They are active interpreters, constantly filtering, organizing, and even fabricating elements to create a coherent narrative of our existence. Consider, for instance, optical illusions, where our visual system interprets ambiguous stimuli in ways that sometimes defy logical explanation. Or auditory pareidolia, where we perceive familiar sounds like voices or music in random noise. These phenomena, much like déjà vu, are not flaws, but rather fascinating demonstrations of the brain's inherent biases and shortcuts, its efficient, yet sometimes imperfect strategies for processing information. Think of the tip of the tongue phenomenon, or presque vu, as we explored earlier. This experience, where you know a word but cannot quite retrieve it, is another common instance of a momentary retrieval failure within a perfectly healthy memory system. Or consider the phenomenon of change blindness, where our inability to notice significant changes in a visual scene, even when we are looking directly at them, highlights the selective nature of our attention. These are all examples of how our perceptual and memory systems operate with remarkable efficiency, but also with inherent limitations and biases that lead to occasional, harmless glitches. Déjà vu fits neatly into this tapestry of normal cognitive experiences. It reminds us that our perception of reality, our memories, and our sense of familiarity are not always absolute or perfectly accurate reflections of the external world. Instead, they are actively constructed by our brains, intricate tapestries woven from sensory input, past experiences, and predictive models. The transient nature of déjà vu, its fleeting appearance and rapid dissipation, underscores its benign quality. It does not linger, it does not impede our functioning, and it does not disrupt our fundamental grasp of reality. It simply appears, a momentary ripple on the surface of consciousness, and then gently recedes, leaving behind perhaps a faint echo of wonder. This perspective invites us to embrace déjà vu not with confusion or concern, but with a sense of appreciative curiosity. It is a subtle invitation to marvel at the sheer complexity of the neural machinery that allows us to experience the world, to remember, and to perceive. Each instance of déjà vu is a tiny involuntary experiment conducted by your own brain, offering a unique insight into the asynchronous workings of memory, recognition, and self-awareness. It reveals the brain not as a static, flawless machine, but as a dynamic, incredibly adaptive and occasionally whimsical entity, always striving to make sense of the world, even if it means generating a brief, harmless illusion along the way. While our scientific understanding of how déjà vu occurs has advanced considerably, particularly with insights into the interplay of different brain regions like the rhinal cortices and the hippocampus, the precise why of its occurrence at any given moment for any individual still retains an element of subjective mystery. What specific confluence of environmental cues, internal states, and neural activity triggers that particular false positive at that exact second? This remains a fascinating frontier for future research. Scientists continue to explore the subtle nuances of neural synchronicity, the impact of micro-sleeps or attentional lapses, and the intricate ways in which our emotional states might modulate these cognitive experiences. Each unanswered question serves not as a limitation, but as an open invitation to delve deeper into the astonishing architecture of the mind. As we gently bring our exploration to a close, we hope that this shared journey has transformed any lingering apprehension about déjà vu into a quiet appreciation for its place within the rich tapestry of human cognition. It is a subtle reminder of the brain's constant activity, its tireless efforts to organize and interpret our experiences, and its remarkable capacity for self-monitoring and self-correction. There is no need to decipher a hidden message or seek a profound metaphysical meaning in each instance of déjà vu. Instead, we can simply acknowledge it as a fascinating, benign quirk of consciousness, a testament to the marvelously intricate and endlessly surprising organ that resides within us all. Allow these thoughts to settle gently within you. Let the calm understanding of déjà vu as a normal, healthy cognitive phenomenon wash over you, easing any remaining concerns. We invite you now to prepare for rest, or simply to find a moment of peace, allowing your thoughts to drift and find stillness. The wonders of the mind are infinite, and even its most transient illusions offer profound insights into its enduring beauty and complexity. Rest assured, your brain is a magnificent instrument, and déjà vu is but one of its many gentle melodies. As we have journeyed through the intricate landscapes of human cognition, exploring the definitions, theories, and neurological underpinnings of déjà vu, we arrive now at a threshold where science gently bows to the subjective and certainty yields to the profound beauty of the unknown. We have meticulously dissected the how of this fleeting phenomenon, understanding its mechanisms, its neural pathways, and its place among other benign cognitive quirks. Yet, even with our deepening comprehension, déjà vu retains an enigmatic core, a whisper of mystery that continues to captivate and challenge us. The precise why it happens at that specific moment for that particular individual remains a question that lingers, a testament to the boundless complexity of the human mind. We can map the neural activity, identify the regions involved, and postulate on the cognitive glitches, but the exact confluence of environmental cues, internal states, and neural firing that orchestrates a specific instance of déjà vu is still a fascinating frontier for future research. And beyond the scientific inquiry, there lies the rich tapestry of subjective experience, the personal meaning, the profound interpretations, and the sense of wonder people derive from these fleeting moments. A beautiful, subjective mystery that science, by its very nature, can only observe, not fully quantify. Let us, then, drift into this space of calm contemplation, allowing our thoughts to settle upon these unresolved questions, not as demands for immediate answers, but as invitations to further curiosity and peace. We understand that the brain is an incredibly sophisticated processing unit, a master of pattern recognition, and a predictive engine constantly striving to make sense of the world. Déjà vu, in this context, can be seen as a momentary misattribution, a false positive in this grand predictive endeavour. But why? That specific false positive arises at that very instant is where the threads of individual experience, subtle brain chemistry, and environmental stimuli weave together in a pattern so intricate it defies simple categorization. Consider the myriad factors we have discussed, the delicate balance of neurotransmitters like dopamine and acetylcholine, influencing the thresholds of familiarity, the subtle shifts in attention, perhaps a momentary lapse that allows an initial superficial processing before a second, more engaged sweep, the structural resemblances between a current scene and a forgotten past one, triggering a sense of recognition without specific recall. Each of these elements, in isolation, can contribute, but it is their synchronous dance, their momentary alignment, that gives rise to the déjà vu experience. Imagine a grand orchestra where each instrument represents a cognitive function, a neural pathway, or an external cue. For a specific chord to strike, for déjà vu to resonate, all these instruments must play their part, at precisely the right tempo and volume, in a harmony that is both spontaneous and fleeting. It is this very spontaneity and transient nature that makes the when and why so elusive. We find ourselves pondering the individual neural, quote, 76 that might predispose one person more than another to these experiences? Is there a unique pattern of connectivity, a particular sensitivity in the rhinal cortices, or a subtle difference in the speed of neural processing that makes certain brains more prone to these benign glitches? While we know that younger individuals report déjà vu more frequently, and certain personality traits correlate with its occurrence, the deeper biological underpinnings of individual susceptibility remain largely unexplored. It is not a flaw in the brain's design, but rather a testament to its dynamic, adaptive nature, a system so complex that occasional harmless misfirings are an expected part of its sophisticated operation. And it is this very elusiveness, this gentle refusal to be fully pinned down, that imbues déjà vu with its enduring sense of wonder, inviting us to delve deeper into the mysteries of consciousness itself. This elusive nature of déjà vu, its refusal to be easily summoned or precisely predicted, is precisely what makes it such a fascinating frontier for future research. How do we study something that appears spontaneously, lasts mere seconds, and is entirely subjective? Scientists are continuously refining their methodologies, pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Imagine, if you will, the promise of advanced neuroimaging techniques, fMRI machines capable of capturing real-time neural activity with ever-increasing precision, allowing us to observe the brain's electrical symphony as a déjà vu moment unfolds, or perhaps EEG caps, worn comfortably, monitoring brainwave patterns for the telltale signatures that precede or accompany the sensation. These tools hold the potential to illuminate the micro-moments of neural activity, revealing the precise desynchronization between familiarity and recollection, or the subtle electrical anomalies in the temporal lobe as they happen. Consider also the innovative use of virtual reality, VR environments. Researchers can meticulously construct and deconstruct scenes, introducing subtle changes or structural resemblances, attempting to induce déjà vu in controlled, repeatable settings. By manipulating visual cues, auditory inputs, and even spatial arrangements, they might begin to unravel the specific external triggers that, in combination with internal states, contribute to the experience. This allows for a more systematic exploration of the split perception theory, or the pattern recognition hypothesis, moving beyond anecdotal reports into empirical observation. Furthermore, longitudinal studies, tracking individuals over extended periods, could provide invaluable data. By combining detailed diaries of déjà vu occurrences with comprehensive psychological profiles, cognitive tests, and even genetic analyses, researchers might identify subtle predispositions or consistent trigger patterns within individuals. Are there specific genetic markers that influence neurotransmitter balance, making some brains more susceptible? Do certain sleep patterns or dietary habits correlate with increased frequency? These questions, though complex, represent the cutting edge of cognitive neuroscience, promising to deepen our understanding of not just déjà vu, but of memory, perception, and consciousness itself. Yet we must acknowledge the inherent challenges. The very act of observing can sometimes alter the phenomenon, and the subjective nature of déjà vu means that self-reporting is central, making objective measurement difficult. It is a delicate dance between the quantifiable and the experiential. This is why an interdisciplinary approach is so vital. Neuroscientists providing the biological framework, psychologists exploring cognitive processes and individual differences, and even philosophers contributing to our understanding of consciousness and subjective experience. This collaborative spirit, this gentle current of knowledge flowing between diverse fields, is what will ultimately illuminate more of déjà vu's intricate landscape, even as we accept that some aspects may forever remain just beyond our grasp. We are not seeking to demystify déjà vu completely, but rather to understand its elegant mechanics, appreciating its presence as a window into the brain's remarkable workings. And now, we turn our gaze towards the most profound aspect of déjà vu, its beautiful, subjective mystery. For many, déjà vu transcends the realm of mere cognitive glitch or neurological anomaly. It touches something deeper, something resonant within the human psyche. When you experience that sudden, vivid impression of having, quote, 77, quote, that fleeting sense of familiarity with an entirely new moment, it is natural for the mind to seek meaning beyond the purely scientific. Throughout history and across cultures, déjà vu has been interpreted through lenses of fate, destiny, and the spiritual. Some have seen it as a fleeting glimpse into a past life, a forgotten memory resurfacing from a soul's journey across time. Others view it as a whisper from the universe, a subtle confirmation that you are precisely where you are meant to be, a sign of alignment with a grander cosmic plan. Still others perceive it as a form of intuition, a momentary insight into an unfolding future, or a subtle message from a higher consciousness. These interpretations, while not scientifically verifiable, are deeply meaningful to those who hold them. They speak to the human desire for narrative, for connection, for understanding our place in a vast and often unpredictable world. The brain, in its incredible capacity, is not only a processor of information but also a creator of meaning. It weaves stories, builds narratives, and seeks patterns even where none are objectively present. Déjà vu, like dreams, provides a rich, fertile canvas upon which these personal meanings can be projected. It is a moment of profound subjective experience, one that can evoke a sense of wonder, peace, or even a gentle unease. And in these interpretations there is no right or wrong, no scientific decree that can diminish the power of personal belief. We, as dreamy facts, acknowledge and respect the validity of these individual journeys of meaning-making. Science seeks to understand the mechanisms, while human experience seeks to understand the significance. Both are valid realms of exploration, coexisting in the grand tapestry of our consciousness. This profound interplay between the objective and the subjective is perhaps déjà vu's greatest lesson. It reminds us that while we can dissect the brain into its constituent parts, the experience of being human, of navigating the world with a conscious mind, is far more than the sum of its neurons. It is a testament to the richness of our inner lives, to our inherent curiosity, and to our enduring quest for understanding, both within ourselves and in the universe around us. Déjà vu, in its benign and fleeting nature, stands as a bridge between these two worlds, a quantifiable phenomenon that sparks immeasurable personal reflection. As we gently bring our contemplation of déjà vu to a close for this chapter, we invite you to carry this sense of wonder and peace with you. Recognize that déjà vu is not just a cognitive anomaly, but a fascinating window into the elegant complexities of your own brain. It is a reminder of the constant, intricate work your mind performs, and of the subtle ways in which it constructs your reality. Embrace the lingering questions, the unresolved mysteries, for they are not deficits in our knowledge, but rather invitations to continued curiosity, to deeper introspection, and to a profound appreciation for the miraculous organ that is the human brain. Allow these thoughts to drift and find stillness, preparing your mind for rest, knowing that even in its momentary glitches, your brain is a marvel. We hope this journey has brought you a sense of calm contemplation, illuminating the path towards a peaceful understanding of this most intriguing phenomenon. As we continue our exploration, gliding gently through the intricate pathways of human consciousness, we arrive at a space of profound reflection. We have journeyed together, unveiling the scientific mechanisms that underpin the phenomenon of déjà vu, meticulously dissecting its neurological underpinnings, its various forms, and its common triggers. We have seen how our magnificent brain, in its relentless quest to organize and interpret the world, can sometimes generate a fleeting, yet intensely familiar, 78, a moment of recognition without recollection. Yet despite the wealth of scientific understanding we have gathered, a delicate thread of mystery persists, weaving its way through the fabric of our knowledge. This is the enduring enigma of the 79. We understand how déjà vu likely occurs, the momentary desynchronization of memory circuits, the subtle misfires in the temporal lobes, the split-second processing discrepancies. But the precise, individualized 80 of its occurrence at this specific moment, for you remains beautifully elusive. Why does that particular scent, that specific turn of phrase, or that unique configuration of a new street corner suddenly ignite the spark of profound familiarity within you, while countless other novel stimuli pass by unnoticed? This is where the objective science of the gay 81 gently gives way to the subjective experience of the 82. It is a testament to the profound complexity of the human mind, a reminder that even with sophisticated tools and rigorous research, the intricate dance between internal states and external stimuli remains a deeply personal ballet. We can identify the broad categories of triggers, novel environments, states of fatigue or stress, certain sensory inputs, but the precise confluence of factors that coalesce to create your déjà vu in that instant is a unique equation. It is a fleeting, singular event, a perfect storm of neural activity and environmental cues that may never repeat in exactly the same configuration. Consider, if you will, the vast network of your brain, constantly processing, filtering, and making sense of an overwhelming tide of information. Every thought, every sensation, every memory is a complex interplay of electrical impulses and chemical messengers. In this intricate symphony, déjà vu emerges as a subtle, momentary discord, quickly resolved by the brain's remarkable self-monitoring capacity. It is a whisper from the depths of your cognitive machinery, a temporary glitch in the matrix of perception that your conscious mind immediately identifies as an illusion. And yet, it feels so undeniably real, so compelling in its familiarity. This delicate balance between the illusory feeling and the conscious awareness of its falsity is, in itself, a marvel. It speaks volumes about the brain's robust ability to distinguish between genuine memory and a mere sensation of familiarity. Your prefrontal cortex, that sophisticated conductor of consciousness steps in, reconciling the conflicting signals from your memory centers. It tells you unequivocally, this feels known, but it is new. This immediate self-correction prevents déjà vu from devolving into true delusion or hallucination, anchoring you firmly in reality even as your mind plays a momentary trick. The lingering why is not a failure of science, but rather an invitation to wonder. It encourages us to look beyond the mere mechanics and appreciate the subjective texture of our own minds. It highlights the deeply personal nature of perception and memory. What elements of your past experiences, perhaps long forgotten or never consciously registered, resonate with the present moment to create this peculiar echo? Is it the subtle architecture of a building that mirrors a dream you once had? Is it the intonation of a stranger's voice that echoes a distant memory of a loved one? The answers, if they exist, are often deeply embedded in your unique personal history, a tapestry woven from countless moments, sensations, and thoughts. This contemplation leads us to recognize déjà vu as a unique window into the brain's constant effort to predict and categorize. Our brains are prediction machines, perpetually attempting to anticipate what comes next, to fit new information into existing schemas. When déjà vu occurs, it is as if the brain briefly misidentifies a novel input as a perfect match for a pre-existing, perhaps fragmented or unconscious pattern. It is a false positive in this predictive process, a momentary stumble in its relentless pursuit of coherence. And in this stumble there is a strange beauty. It reminds us that our cognitive processes are not infallible, not perfectly linear, but rather dynamic, adaptive, and occasionally delightfully imperfect. Déjà vu is not a sign of cognitive decline or disorder for the vast majority of individuals. Rather, it is a testament to the sheer activity and complexity of a healthy, functioning mind. It is a fleeting glimpse behind the curtain of conscious awareness, revealing the intricate gears and cogs of perception and memory working tirelessly, even when they produce a momentary benign anomaly. The human need to find meaning, to connect the dots in our lives, often extends to these subjective experiences. While we now possess robust scientific explanations, the profound, almost spiritual resonance that déjà vu can evoke for some individuals remains a powerful aspect of its allure. For centuries before the advent of neuroscience, these moments were interpreted through lenses of the mystical, the premonitory, or the karmic. Even today, for many, the scientific explanation, while intellectually satisfying, does not entirely diminish the sense of wonder, or even the desire to imbue these moments with personal significance. It is a natural human inclination to seek patterns, to find narratives, and to connect our inner world with the outer one, especially when confronted with something as uncanny and compelling as déjà vu. This bridging of objective science and profound subjective experience is, perhaps, the ultimate lesson of déjà vu. It teaches us that understanding the how enriches our appreciation, but it does not necessarily negate the wonder of the why. Instead, it transforms it. We move from a superstitious awe to a scientifically informed wonder, recognizing the extraordinary complexity of our own minds. We learn to embrace these moments not with alarm or confusion, but with a calm curiosity, viewing them as fascinating, fleeting expressions of our brain's incredible architecture. As we continue to reflect upon these facts, allowing our thoughts to drift and find stillness, we encourage you to carry this sense of gentle inquiry into your own experiences. Should déjà vu grace you with its presence again, remember that it is a normal, fascinating aspect of a healthy, active mind. There is no pressure to analyze it exhaustively in the moment. No need to force a recollection that isn't there. Simply observe the sensation, acknowledge its fleeting nature, and perhaps allow yourself a moment of quiet contemplation about the marvel that is your own consciousness. We are drawing towards a gentle pause in our journey through the facts about déjà vu, preparing to consolidate the knowledge we have shared. We hope that this exploration has provided you with clarity, reassurance, and a renewed sense of wonder about the intricate workings of your mind. As the gentle current of knowledge flows, we invite you to prepare for rest, your mind enriched, your spirit calm, and your understanding deepened. The mysteries of the mind are vast, and déjà vu is but one luminous point on its expansive map, inviting us to look closer, to understand more, and ultimately to appreciate the extraordinary gift of consciousness itself.